my own background music. Background music. What? What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hello there, everyone. Greetings on this fine Monday. Hope everybody doing good. Everybody out there being cool, playing some pinball or other video games. Well, get rid of that accent. Yeah, so we're starting a little weird this week. First of all, I'm waiting on stuff for high speed. So I'm trying to figure out those back flashers, why they're not going. And I've traced all the stuff down to try to figure out what's going on. And I can't figure it out. But the only thing I see on the back, the actual MPU that's an issue, and I took a picture of it because it's not in here right now, is U49 is actually a chip that involves all of the special solenoids. And that's the only thing that I didn't really check. I don't have all the skills. You know, I don't use a logic probe yet. I don't know how to do all that kind of stuff. But I do know jank when I see jank. So, let me get a camera over here that you can see. Oh no, it's haunted house. Yeah, but anyway. So this right here is my U49 on high speed. And I'm not an expert, but I don't think that's factory. So what I did, because I don't want to tear apart high speed too much, is I ordered I ordered a socket or a bunch of sockets and new chips. So I'm going to desolder that and put a new chip on there and see where we are from there. Hopefully that fixes the flasher problem. But until then, as you saw just a second ago, I brought in Haunted House that Brent's been working on. And let's see, what camera would work better? Can't really see. But anyway, he wants me to get started on this upper play field so he can finish. He's doing paint work right now on this is a high impact zone, and he's working on touching up the paint work there and some other places, but he wants me to work on my stuff of cleaning the drop targets, cleaning the flippers, taking the pop bumper off, so that he can finish what he's doing. So this is Brent's project right now, and I'm going to kind of help it along by doing my stuff. The game works perfectly fine. So all we're doing is cleaning and touching up. Paint, lighting, making sure all the stuff works. So not too much to have to be done on here. And since I can't do really anything on high speed right now, I'll be working on Haunted House. But not yet. Let's talk about this weekend. So we were talking about how we are having a dry spell when it comes to arcade games, video games, about finding deals, finding anything around. The last one we got was I picked up a Mayday, which is a knockoff of Defender. I picked that up in Modesto, California. It was given to us for free, but I just had to go get it. So that was a long way out of my way, essentially 800 miles out of my way to go get a free game. But it's a free game, and it's rare. So we went and picked that up. That was the last one we got. Before that was February or March of 2020, and we got a Galaxian, which isn't even in the arcade. So it's been a dry spell. But this week, we got a Moon Patrol, which you saw me streaming, getting it life back together. Life finds a way. And it was in the arcade this weekend for people to play. Not that anybody did, but it was in the arcade. And the next day on Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday. I got a message from somebody that said that they just purchased a property locally and they found 3 arcade games on the property, and they have no idea how much they're worth, what they're going to do with them, and they want to know if I can tell them how much they are worth, and if they knew how to sell it. And of course, my first thing was I can't tell you value sight unseen, and the market's crazy right now. Things can go up and down or whatever, but it all depends on how much work needs to be done. A working arcade game is so much more easy to identify how much it's worth than one that's been sitting in a barn for 20 years, which you know is got garbage going on. Like, everything has to be done. But we met with them on Sunday, and we ended up buying them. What they had was a Robotron, they had a Omega Race, and they had a Red Baron, which we got I think a tremendous deal, even though two of them are going to end up just being parts cabinets because, I mean, destroyed is not even the word. So we get over here. You see, this is the Robotron. It was sitting in a barn. They dragged it into the house because somebody was trying to steal it. It has termite damage. The cabinet's very weak, but the board is there. The monitor's there. I don't know if the game works yet or not. The board works, but essentially we consider this a parts machine. It's all chewed up, and the cabinet, it's pretty much gone from termites. The other one that's really bad was the Omega Race. So we got the Omega Race, and just inside where it was sitting, you could just tell that it was already beat up pretty good. Although there are some good parts on it. The bezel, the speaker grill, the marquee all look pretty good, but the cabinet is rotted away, and all the boards and stuff were pulled out, and at this point were missing, so we didn't even know where they were. So essentially it was just a cabinet. That's the high voltage cage for the monitor just sitting there, and apparently down below all that was the other parts to the monitor. And in another room we found the boards for Omega Race, which was cool, but I got them home and the boards are kind of shot. Even without plugging them in, somebody had already messed with them, and I think maybe I could try to put it back together and see if it works, but I don't know. The boards are kind of garbage. But then the third one was this Red Baron. And the Red Baron was in the house the whole time. It was not in a barn. It was not outside. And it has actually got the most potential of working. The inside of the Red Baron looked great. There was no real animal damage or anything in there. There was nothing. The boards are all there. The monitor looks okay. So our only potential of one working is the Omega Race. Or no, I'm sorry, the Red Baron, not the Omega Race. So for all three of these, we said how much are they worth? Well, you know, it all depends on how much money goes into them, how much it's going to cost to fix them, all that kind of stuff. But we did make a deal with them for all three for $500, and basically we bought Red Baron for $500, and the other two cabinets were free because the other two, they're just parts. But you know, we can still consider. We do have two other Robotrons, so it would be cool to have a spare board if the board works. And we do already have a Red Baron. We already have an Omega Race. But it's good to have some spare parts to keep some of the ones that are more worthy alive. Now, the other thing was today, and I don't know if you can kind of see it in the background, was we went back out there to pick up the Red Baron, and they had offered some stuff for Commodore 64, and all I saw were some parts, but I didn't see the actual Commodore 64. And he said, no, we have it. And so he went out and he found the Commodore 64, so I bought that too. Now, I don't know a ton about how much they're worth, but I do like retro games. So here's all the stuff that I got. Check it out. So I got a disk drive. Again, don't know if it works. We got a whole bunch of floppies. These are actual floppy disk, kids. Have you ever heard the term floppy disk? This is what they mean. This is a real floppy disk. So I haven't even gone through this to see what's in here on the floppy disk. The Commodore 64 is right here. It does have a nice little cover on it, which is great. And it's not in too bad a condition, at least visibly. I do not have a power supply. I'm going to have to order a power supply for this to see if it works. But we can also see all the game cartridges that I got with it. So we got Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers, Planet of Zoom. We got Seawolf. We got Jupiter Lander. Some of these I don't know. We got Congo Zibongo, which I love Congo Bongo. We have that in the arcade. So here's a Commodore 64 version of Congo Bongo. Clowns. Kickman, which I assume is just like our Kick. Just a Commodore 64 version. Starpost. Visible Solar System. I'm guessing that that's just a educational one. Pac-Man, of course. Gotta have Pac-Man. Radar Rat Race. This one is a mystery right now. I have no idea what that is. Maybe if I can get it working, we'll figure out what it is. Donkey Kong. And then the last one is Robotron. This guy really liked Robotron, so here is another Robotron 2084. They're also going to contact us again if they find some other stuff that we might be interested in. But floppy disk wise, I don't even know. I haven't even looked. So we have Math 2, Science 1, Computer Science, Science 2. These ones are actually their own. Pay Calculator, Home Accountant, Easy Finance, History. Ooh, some of these would be pretty good if the disk drive works. I don't know. That's editorial thing. Electronic Arts, Financial Cookbook. I don't know. There's a bunch of crap in here. Musical, whatever that means. MiG Alley Ace. So there are some games in here. B-1 Bomber. Flight Simulator 2. Ooh, Commodore 64 Flight Simulator. That's got to be fantastic. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I can't see. Ooh, this one says Zaxxon, so maybe there's a Zaxxon floppy. Sprite Designer. Micro Cookbook. Data Life Compressed Disk Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And stuff. So I don't know exactly how much all this stuff is worth. I'm not into the values of Commodore stuff. But I used to have a Commodore 64 way back in the day, and I got rid of it because I had it as a kid. But it's cool to add to my retro stuff at home if I can get it working. I don't know. I paid all that stuff there. I paid the guy $100 for it. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I don't know if I overpaid. I just felt, $100 for all the cartridges, disk drive, everything except a power supply and a TV, obviously. Commodore 64. So if that's a good deal, somebody let me know. If it's not a good deal, keep it to yourself. That's all I got to say. But I do like the cartridges, so hopefully we can get some of that working, and maybe I can play it at home on a home stream if ever I get back to that. Okay, so that was the barn find stuff so far. Maybe they might call us again if they find something else. I did see a box for a Sega Genesis out there, but I didn't see the Sega. But until I can wait on my chipset from Marco to come in for high speed, I'm going to do a little bit of work on Haunted House. Now, what we're going to do, because Brent, what I would do is just go through and just basically, I would buy all new flipper kits and everything that's linkages, everything like that. But Brent is very adamant about how good it plays already. And we're already spending a ton of money on this thing. On everything that we get. We already spend too much money. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to do a basic cleaning with stuff I already have, unless I find something broken. So that would be clean it all up, all the flipper mechs, and put in new coil sleeves. We already put the rubbers on. These are Titan rubbers, silicone rubbers or whatever. So my job today is to get this off because Brent wants to work underneath the pop bumper and clean the flippers and clean the drop targets and the stand-up targets. And he also said that this light isn't working up here, and this light may not be working because we have a thing unplugged, but whatever. there's stuff to do. I've got some time to do it. Let's dive into it. If anybody else has anything to say, I want to talk about any more barn finds or anything like that. Some games that somebody may have found that if you have a great story, like, oh, hey, we found this for this and it was a great deal, I'd love to hear that too. But until then, I'm just going to hang out here and work on this stuff. And I will check occasionally, see if people chime in, and we'll get to work on it. So, this is already parked. The upper playfield is already parked. I just got to swing this back, I think. Take this out. There we go. Because Brett was already in here. Why is it stuck? What are we stuck on? That latch there, that latch there. Come on, go up. Oh, I think I'm stuck over here. Things getting in the way. Getting caught. Yeah, that's it. There we go. So the upper playfield. I didn't take this off myself. Brent did, but apparently it's just there's 2 screws, one on each side up here. You loosen them. You don't take them out. You loosen them, and then you fold it back, and you can take this out of the hinge. And you gain access to the upper playfield. Brent is going crazy, by the way, with the lighting in this thing. He wants to light this haunted house better than anybody has ever lighted haunted house ever. And he's already gone gangbusters on the back box. And he's working on so much matrixy LED stuff on here. But let's just get started up in here. Feel free to chime in. Look at that tiny little playfield. It's so cute. So, my basic thing here, let's get, ooh, Craigslist. Always gotta check Craigslist. Pinball. Anything new? Wanted. I don't care what you want. Tell me what you're selling. I'm gonna look at the flippers here. We're gonna see how good they are. If we can just get away with what Brent wants, we're gonna get away with what Brent wants. They look really good, actually. I don't know if the guy said when we bought it if it was already worked on, but that really don't matter because we got to do it ourselves because we don't trust how people work on machines. I don't even trust how I work on machines. All right, so I want to look at the end of stroke switch. I want to look at the springs. I want to look at the linkage and definitely in the coil sleeves. So, honestly, the end of stroke switch looks pretty good. It doesn't look scorched or anything. Here, let's pull it down. Let's see it. Oh, it's kind of chunky right there. Oh, it gets caught right there. That's maybe that, I don't know if that's the angle that we're sitting at or what, but that is not a good feeling. Should do that. But it does look pretty good. We're not going to do anything really to that. But we are going to take it apart and clean all up in that business. Clean all up in that business. Oh, gotta love Gottlieb stuff. Gottlieb is my friend. No, it's not. I don't know. I think I like Williams stuff better. If I'm going to start saying how things are built. I think I like the way Williams does it. All right, how do I do this? So we're going to take off these guys, which is there a nut on the back? There is not. So there's no nut on the back behind the coil stop, which definitely means we have to use thread lock when we put it back on. Even if there was a nut back there, I might still use thread lock. But there's not. So it is what it is. That one is too big. It's too big. It's too big to work on here. Why can't I figure out which size it is without thinking? I don't know. It's not that one. All right, I think it's this one. Oh my gosh, it's not that one either. What the crap? It should be obvious. Somebody ought to, duh, it's clearly blah, 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 blah. 1, 2, 6, 7. I have all 7. Why is it not this one? It's not. It's not 5/16. Definitely not this, right? Oh, it is. I didn't think it was that small. It is 1/4. All right. And when you're doing flippers or any of this kind of stuff, remember, only do one at a time. Of course, there's 8 on this machine. Do one at a time, so take a bunch of pictures if you have to, but do one at a time so you always have a reference of what it's supposed to look like. And I'm already looking at this. This is the screw that's coming out of the coil stop. Sorry. Get my camera to realize that I want to focus on this. Come here, you. Focus. But anyway, I don't know if you can see it or not. We'll get them to focus. But there doesn't look like there's any thread lock on that. This does not have any residue for thread lock, and that's not a good thing. Any high impact coil stop like this that doesn't have a nut on the back, you want thread lock. Just FYI. And then this is why we're doing it. Even though the machine was functioning and Brent likes the way it feels, not good enough. I might get my screw caught in there. Ugh. I'll get to my screw caught. So yeah, we were really excited about getting these games because one, they found me on the internet. I didn't seek them out. They found me. So just like the Mayday, somebody found me and my listing on VAPS, which is the Vintage Arcade Preservation Society, which I just looked at today, and I'm the only person in this part of New Mexico that is listed as being on there. So they had no one else to call. So hey, that's good for us. But I'm amazed that people have found us through that. All right, let's pull this out. Now we've got a little spring up in here. Come here, coil stop. Come here. We're going to find out a lot of stuff when we pull this off. Well, we're finding out, for one, that there's too many wires in the way. Oh, here we go. Don't lose that. This is a very important spring. Pull this back. Oh, coil stop. Oh, the coil stop has the spring on it on these. I forgot. That is what we call dirty, friends. So we're going to let him slide down. Coil sleeve. At least the coil sleeve is nice and loose. That's good. But she's dirty. She's dirty, Captain. We can't be doing them dirty sleeves. Back it up a little bit. Back that up. Let's see, what else? I'm going to let you sit here. And I think I got to take these guys out. I always forget how Gottliebs go together. And yes, since we are not replacing if we don't have to. We are just cleaning. Oh my goodness. Careful. That's a free. Do I have it? Yeah. And slide that guy out here. Again, not a single drop of thread lock on any of that. Oh yeah, so now I gotta take this off. There's one on each side. Essentially, I should just take off the whole plate. Yeah, I should. The switch is connected to it. Alright. It's been a minute since I've done this. How does the, I forget how the flippers go on. There must be like E-clips on here, right? Yeah, probably E-clips. E-clips. Oh, no wait, don't they screw in from the top? No, they don't. Alright, let's just take it apart. This whole thing comes off from there, but this one had thread lock on it. Red thread lock, but not very good. Which one's stronger, red or blue? Because this feels really weak. Taking our flippers and flipping it apart. That guy is dirty. Dirty, dirty. Oh yeah, so they got a Allen key. That's what puts them together. Now I remember. I need an Allen wrench. It's been a minute. I've been doing Williams machines for the last while. Did I get the right one? I did not. We did not get the right one. Be interesting to see if that Commodore 64 works. Is that not the right one either? Doesn't feel like it. Feels a little loose. Come here, you. I know. Do I even have the right set? Do I have to? No, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now I can take the flipper off. When I loosen it a little bit more. Come on. Oh, there's two. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Is this your first time doing this? Feels like it. Feels like the first time. Nope, copyright infringement. Copyright infringement. Oops. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Lefty loosey is a little different in when you're backwards. All right, there goes the shaft. Right here. Ugh. There comes the linkages. That is not at all clean. Hello.
Ribbon 123 is now following.
Argran 123. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm going to have to... I was going to have to take this off anyway, but I need to take off the plate to get this piece completely off. Because that all needs to be cleaned. Oh, it is so black. How black is it? Scan this down here. That should not be that color. That is the wrong color that should be. Thanks, Brent. Oh, they work fine. They feel good. Yeah, do they feel good? Because they're crap. We don't do this, man. And here's my favorite kind of screw. Stupid flatheads. We hate flatheads. Yes, we do. We hate flatheads. How about you? I had to do a ton of rearranging in our overflow storage of arcade games, which is right behind me in the next building, just to be able to get the Red Baron in, not even considering the Robotron or the Omega Race, because I'm just going to strip them down and throw away their cabinets, because their cabinets are gone. One's termited out and the other one is rained out, so I'm just going to take their parts out so they don't take up some space. But still, rearranging an entire room of arcade games is a pain in the butt. And I got to thinking about them like, man, I would really love, we're missing a screw up here, by the way. I would really love to get to all these, but this is not my primary job, and I don't get paid to do this crap. And I wish I did, because I would love to just do that all day, or this all day. than what I do. But what I do makes me money. All right, there we are. Flip that upside down. That looks like the way it should, right? Nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly clean. What are you talking about? I don't have enough paper towels here. Ugh. Take this one out. No thread lock. No thread lock on that one. And we do remember on Sorcerer, his bushings. Is that what they are? Yeah, bushings were missing the screws. And that is exactly why, because there was no thread lock or nuts holding them together. And his flipper was floppy. The last thing you want is a floppy flipper. A floppy flipper will cause your pinball to fail. A failing floppy flipper. Finally fixed the failing floppy flipper with thread lock. Alright, take this guy out. Come on, buddy. Ooh, he's stuck. He's stuck in there. Now, if you were to buy a full kit, you would get new bushings, which honestly we should. But, wow, what is going on here? Why is this one so tight? Oh, but it came out eventually. Came out to show me how gross it is. That's not the color it's supposed to be. I don't know where you thought you were. Oh, I need Phillips. This might not work. Yep, I need different Phillips. Hang out there, bud. Hang out there, bud. This will work better. We'll get a good shot of all this crap. This one definitely needs thread lock. And I don't know if it had thread lock or rust. I'm not quite sure what that is. Might have just been rust. Alright, that is completely stripped, at least as far as we're going. So we're going to clean the end of stroke switch. We're just going to use the alcohol. We're not going to do anything stupid. And we'll put this guy back together and see how it works. Ugh. What? Clean right here on the counter? Maybe. I don't really have a thing set up over here, which I probably should. Need more paper towels, though. I'm out of paper tools. Paper tools! Alright. Yes, get a nice clean piece of paper towel with your dirty ass fingers. Alright, we're going to swing this partner round and round. Look at that. Whoa, what's going on there? Oh yeah, this thing doesn't like to stay in place. There we go. Stay there. Now let's take all this crap over to there. So that. Nuts. Bushings. Coil sleeve we're just going to throw away. And we'll get a new coil sleeve. Flipper. Those ones can stay. This one over here. And these ones too. And that one can stay. All right. Not the ideal way to do it, but it'll work. till work. So we'll get one of these done, I think. I always think like, oh no, I can knock all this stuff out really quick, and then, of course, there's things and issues and stuff and things with stuff in them. Ooh. All right, alcohol does it all. Tiny cup. Just little cups. All right. So if you do buy a kit, you should be getting all of this, the bushings, and a new coil stop. There's another I mean, yes, you want to get it all, but this eight flippers in this machine. 8. And we're poor. I know we bought all these games this week, but we're still poor. I need other paper towels. Guess we can go over here for now, right? Oh. Hold me closer, Tony Danza. Ugh. There we go. It's cleaning fun action. Action-packed cleaning time. So hopefully these bushings are nice and smooth. I also need to get here. Reach for the stars. These things should look a nice shade of jade. So much so that you think they're from some sort of ancient Asian artwork. I'm like, wow, it must be priceless because it's jade. Speaking of Asian stuff, there's a headboard at this place that was absolutely gorgeous. And it was Asian design. I don't know if it actually came from Asia, but it was so beautiful. Alright, that's there. So you absolutely want to get new bushings if you can. If you can't get new bushings, well, clean the bejesus. The bejesus out of it. Get that in there. We'll also do a Q-tip pass. These Q-tips like to get in here too. Other little things I've been working on. I'm still working on my own pinball design. Hopefully, my cabinet is in production, so I'm waiting for the cabinet to come in. Hopefully in production means that it's shipping soon. But other than that, I am learning how to repair cuckoo clocks. Because I figure if I can repair a pinball machine, how hard could a cuckoo clock be? And honestly, it's a little bit more delicate and precise, but some of the same principles apply. How you clean them, well, except you do oil a cuckoo clock. You don't oil a pinball machine. But I'm getting it to work, and I'm just waiting on one more part. It's cool to have the internet. It's cool to have people that are into it, because you can find out how to work on anything. The only way that I learned how to do this was from the internet. I didn't go to a school. I didn't have somebody come over and teach. It's just go online and just start researching and looking up and reading. Lots of reading. And you too can repair your own pinball machine. I got a theory that it's a demon. A dancing demon. No, something isn't right there. It's lots of cruddy crudness on here. John Cruddy Crudness. I think at least when I'm done with this here, we'll have the outside's not as important as the inside, but still. At least when I'm done with it, we should have a nice smooth action. Hopefully. Let him sit there. Next on the dirty ass pinball crap. This side actually did have thread lock on it. And I'm beginning to wonder why they only did one side. Did they just forget? And then they didn't do the coil stop, they just did this, or they just never took this part apart. I don't know. These will remain mysteries. For I wasn't the one that did it. More. Once we get that flasher problem done with high speed, and I finish with this, because I didn't want to start on this, but this is what Brent wants to do, so I might as well do it. Once I'm done cleaning all the crap in here, making sure it all functions right, then I'll move on to Stargate. And it's a really first world problem to have, but we have so many projects down the line, beyond pinball, so many arcade projects, and I would love to get to them all. Just need time, and it's like Doctor Who, we need time and we need space. Come on, buddy. Get rid of all your gunk. Yeah, just want these insides to be smooth. Do the best we can, you know? Hopefully these flipper shafts are straight. Ow, that was loud. Somebody outside backfired. I don't know why he insisted on putting the rubbers on. I think he just wanted to play it. Oh, it works perfectly fine. Yeah, you know, it works fine when you don't know what you're doing. Brent is all about making it look pretty. He has no idea about the mechanical stuff. So when he thinks it works fine, I don't think he realizes how good it can be, you know? Alright. See if we can get this spring off, at least on one side here. Come on, just come off. Get off. Yeah, I see you got big enough hole. There we go. Stay there. Now, these are all just one side. You got these freaking stupid pins in here. We're going to do the best we can because, yeah. I mean, that's the general idea, is just to do the best we can, right? Wow, the plunger actually looks pretty good. Cleans up pretty good. You check down here that sometimes there's a little bit of burrs on the ends of the plunger, and if you're not going to replace it with a new one, you kind of want to sand those burrs off, because they can get caught in things like your coil sleeve and stuff like that, cause resistance and friction. But these ones seem to be fairly okay. Just brush it, brush it, brush it. It's a good thing to just brush every day. Of course, that's all it's going to get for a really long time. Come on, buddy. Just get in there. replace the linkage. Shh, shut up. You know, you probably should. You know what? I should probably have $1 million, but I don't. But I do have plenty of alcohol and plenty of Q-tips. If I had 1,000,000 pesos. There we go. That. Alright, I think that's not too bad right here. I mean, it's years better than what it was. Get some of that jade color back, which that's the important thing, and our plunger is not at all chewed up or rusty. Right? Not horrible. This guy, why not? %. Good old 91%. Love. Also, I lost when my stream elements updated. I lost my stream info section on my OBS. So if anybody knows how to get that back, I could really use that information. Because I couldn't figure out how to turn it back on. As a random thought, by the way. Coil stop. Obviously, you would get a new one in a kit. I don't have a kit, but whatever. We're okay. We're okay. He's okay. Key thing here is that we make sure we put the freaking thread lock on. And then this guy. This is the last bit, and we'll clean the end of stroke switch too. Don't want to use anything overly abrasive. And it's like, I don't know if anybody ever wonders why I don't wear gloves when I do this kind of stuff. The gloves always get caught on stuff, and they just end up ripping. So it's just, my hands just end up being god-awful dirty. Just got to be careful when I'm cleaning stuff that I keep it clean. Alright. That, I believe, is all the parts. Except for the end of stroke switch. Now let's see if we can put it back together and it not be so freaking chunky. Oh, I also need to get my thread lock. Make sure we have that. And what else? I don't want to get anything on play field, so we'll do that. Oh, forgot this little spring guy. He can be cleaned up too. Spring. I don't know how many times I've forgotten to put this stupid little spring on, but it happens. Oh my gosh, it multiplies in water. There are 2 springs in there. What? Why are there 2 springs on it? I don't think you need 2 springs. I think you only need 1. That's weird. It multiplies in alcohol. It's like a little gremlin. Can't believe that it's a gremlin. Alright, let's do a Vomit Comet swing around. That was... Back over Cha. We put all this crap back together. Stop being stupid, camera. Camera, just be a camera. As we put it all back together, we're going to make sure that we clean the stupid thing. Get a little bit more alcohol in here for a second. And little pieces of cardboard. Little pieces of cardboard are your friends. Okay, and a couple Q-tips. All right, now that basically, cardboard is for the actual switch itself. We're not going to turn this on, by the way. We're just going to get this flipper done. And it is what it is, you know? Some of these, you can't file these end of stroke switches. You have to get new ones, but this one's tight. Works, but again, I might talk to Brent about it, but I kind of want to get new end of stroke switches at least, if we're not going to get all 8 flipper kits. There. Clean up. Clean it up. Clean, 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 clean. Where are my coil sleeves? Oh, there they are. There they are. Coil sleeve city. Do you leave your coil sleeve? Coil sleeve. Alright, let me clean the end of the coil too before I put this on. Even though it's a new coil sleeve, I always clean them out. Put this bad boy back together. Dip, 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 da 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 da, da 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 da. Pinball dust. It just happens, I guess. Always have to maintain your machines, guys. The guy we did the sorcerer for, he thought that, you know, we do this repair, it'll be good for another 20 years. And we're like, no. That's not how this works. You gotta freaking stay on top of it. No more just letting it go for 20 years. Alright, let's put this guy back on. And get another thing so I don't accidentally get thread lock where I don't want it. So I'm going to put this guy in here. Get my thread lock. On there. Make sure I have a screwdriver. Okay. And I believe that this just went like this. Right? Just upside down like that. Come here, screw. Don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. You go in there. Oh, like a glove. There we go. We'll just leave that. We're not going to completely put that on there yet until we get the bushing in. Oops. Hang down there. Which means I need some more nuts. Ah, nuts. I mean, bolts, screws, whatever you want to call them. And a bushing. These are both the same. I don't think... No, they're not. One's longer than the other. I'm going to guess that the long one has to go through the double. Yes. Long one goes through the top, so... They are slightly different bushings, so do not mix them up. You see that the middles are If I can figure out the right angle to show you. The middles are, one's more shallow than the other. This one comes up through the top. Thread lock, thread lock, thread lock. None of this no thread lock crap. Alright, our main goal on this is just that it's going to feel good. Feel real good. Upside down there. So this should, if I didn't tighten it all the way, let's find the right spot. There we go. Pops in there. This feels a little bit different than the other ones that I've done. I don't know. I need my tool. I need the right tool. Where did I put my tool? Leave it up here? Did I put it back? I did not put it back. That's always the biggest problem when you're working on stuff, is where did you leave your tool last? Well, the last time I used it, it's not on that counter. It's got to be over here. Where'd it go? I don't remember where I put it. It's got to be here. There it is. Found it. Found it. Let's get this bad boy back together. We're only going to do one, and then I got to go to the bank. Oops. Also got to go get some supplies for tomorrow is Fat Tuesday, and I got to make my 3-time award-winning jambalaya. 3-time award-winning, you say? I do say. It is a fantastic jambalaya, and it's won awards 3 times. I gotta make it. Got to make it. Thread lock is my friend. Alright, this one in there. Make sure we're snug. Like a bug. And now I can tighten this one all the way. There we go. So then we're going to be putting the linkage in, right? Is that where we were? I don't remember how it goes now. Linkage. Which will be the opposite of this guy, I think, right? Yeah. This is a littler flipper, by the way, which you can see it in the middle camera. You can't see it on the end. So we'll do that this way. So we go in the opposite direction. How about we feed the flipper through and put this up where it belongs? That might help. It might help. Feeding your flipper through the hole. Wait, hold on. Anything we gotta clean off there? Yes, we do. Thought Brent cleaned this playfield. Alright. Feeding the flipper into that hole. Oh, that's a fun sound. Into that hole. Finally, into the bushing that we gotta put back on there. Gotta keep it separated. Oh wait, I shouldn't be putting it on that part. Well, I'm over the plastic, green plastic part anyway. I'm not on the playfield. It's okay. It's okay. Pushing. Now, did I put this back together right? Is this little, yeah, so this will turn that way. Yes, I put it back together right. Kind of important that you put that linkage back the right way. Tighty tighty. Not all the way until you get the other guys in. Now I gotta order a Commodore 64 power supply. And I think there's like a modern one that has the dual, so it can do the disk drive and the power supply. Since now I'm a Commodore 64 owner. Couldn't tell you how much it's worth. Nobody's given me that info yet. And, there we go. Alright, now let's put this thing back on, which requires stupid flathead screws. Because all flathead screws are stupid. Wish I had every size in Phillips. That's the thing with the cuckoo clock. There's all these flathead screws. And it's from like the 60s. And I'm replacing them all with Phillips head screws. And slightly thicker just because, well, time, age, all that crap. And I'm growing to love it. I really like the sound of the cuckoo clock. I'm not going to be one of those guys that has 10,000 of them in his house, but one of them would be cool. The one I'm fixing is for my grandma, so it's going to go back into her house. But it has never worked in my lifetime until me. Me making it work. And then she's got another clock I'm going to work on, which is a 1,000-day clock that has never worked even when they got it. And that one's from 1956. So I'm going to get that one working and get all of her clocks working. For the first time ever, she'll see that 1,000-day clock work, which will be badass. Like, you wind it up and you don't have to set it again for over 3 years. It's insane. That's freaking cool. From the 50s. Alright, I'm liking this right now. Okay, we're back into this part. This is doing good. Hey Pez, so how did you find the barn finds? I didn't find them. They found me. They contacted me on Instagram and on Messenger because they saw my listing in VAPS, the Vintage Arcade Preservation Society, and I'm the only one in New Mexico that's down here. So they contacted me through there asking like how much do I think they're worth, and will I know anybody that I can sell them to. And so that's how it got started from there. And I started with the basics of I can't tell you how much they're worth because condition is everything. $2? No, close. But no, we got all three of them for $500. But we paid $500 for the Red Baron, and the Robotron and the Omega Race, which are basically parts cabinets, were just free. That's what we, in our mind, consider it being. But yeah, $500 for the lot of three, and the Red Baron looks like it can get working again, and the cabinet's pretty solid. I think we did good. Interesting titles. Yeah, we already have all three. We already have a Robotron, we already have a Omega Race, and a Red Baron. But not trying to sound greedy or anything. We'll always take more, because now that technically makes 3 Robotrons, even though this cabinet's shot. We do have 2 Robotrons already. Not in the arcade because people don't know how to play them or want to play them, so the Robotrons are not in the arcade. They're just in storage. And then I got this, since you're just showing up right now, I also just got from them too this Commodore 64 with cartridges. The Taco Bell drink wasn't included. Commodore 64, game cartridges, disk drive, and floppy disk. The only thing it doesn't have is a power supply. And hopefully, if I buy a power supply, it'll work. And I got a Commodore 64 for my home collection. I don't know how much Commodore 64s are worth, so if you know, I would like to know. But I do know how much I paid for it. I know there's a Commodore 64 with a disk drive right now on eBay at $76 with 2 bids, and still got a couple days going, so I'm going to see where that ends at. And then maybe that'll tell me how much it's worth. Because as we know, value doesn't mean anything, but what it sells for, that'll actually tell you. So, they got it up on eBay for like $3,000. Yeah, but did anybody buy it for $3,000? It's how much did it sell for? That's the important part. And not like I'm going to sell it. I think I wanted to go with my retro games. I haven't had a Commodore 64 since I was a kid, and I never had one with cartridges or a disk drive. Did it even sell? Yeah, I don't know. So right now I'm waiting on the one on eBay that's at $76 right now with 2 bids, but it's still got some time before the auction's up. And then that'll at least give me a good estimate of how much it's worth. What are you doing, bud? Get in the hole. Hang on, let me bid it up on... Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow, now it's worth like $300. Holy crap. And then you get stuck with it because nobody wants to pay that much. And all of a sudden, Pez has got a Commodore 64 too. All right, so I am putting thread lock on all this stuff. Like I said, there was no thread lock on here. There should have been, but there wasn't. And I'm going to touch this up a little bit with more alcohol because I don't like touching it with my fingers, getting grease on it as I put it back together. At least try to avoid touching it. You know, grease builds up. All right. Where are we at? Coil stop? No, coil. Coil sleeve. There we go. Coil sleeve. Coil. And then the coil stop, which I think, since we're not replacing it, there is some slight little burrs on here. I'm going to slightly sand it. You do want to replace the coil stops if you can. If you can't, just make sure it's smooth. There we go. Just the tiniest of little burrs on there. There we go. A little bit of alcohol again. A little bit of alcohol again. Oops. Don't forget to put the spring back on. Yeah, I know. We'll get there. One thing at a time, Guillermo. One thing at a time. Oh boy, one thing at a time. I need my screws. Man needs his screws. Oop, and the spring. Don't forget the spring. It's a threading, it's a locking, it's a thread locking. Does it get old and tedious? Nah, I like it. I like it a lot. There we go. Thread. Spring, right? Spring on here. Coil up here. Get in there, buddy. Make sure we're getting all the way in. Coil sleeve gets into the slot. There we go. I like it too. I like to spend my Sundays getting paid to help maintain games for an operator. Yeah, that'd be nice to get paid to do it. But yeah, I do enjoy it. A lot of people just want to play the games. I like when they work better. And you did something to make it work better. Like, ooh, that's so much better. I really like that picture of the Indiana Jones that you cleaned. Did some soldering on Star Trek Next Generation. Oh, dude, that is my grail game right there. I so want a Star Trek. I want that so bad. My jam is Star Trek. We got the 1978 one. I collect Star Trek. I've got hundreds and hundreds of Star Trek things at home. I would love to have the Next Generation. But anyway, at least you get to work on them and you get to see them. You get to clean them. Indiana Jones looked really good on the picture that you posted. I just hate to see that they get so dirty like that. Alright, that one's there. That one's there. So, we're on, but now we got to get that. Repaired Centaur 2. Right, sling bracket lost a screw. Was shorting on the bridging wires. Wow. Speaking of springs, I got to put this spring back on. Ow. Come here, you. I forgot to put the spring back on, but it's okay. It's such a little spring. There it goes. Right there. There it is. Hello. Working on a 78 Star Trek right now. Yeah. That's our next playfield swap. We got a new playfield for our Star Trek. So when I get to that after Stargate, right? After Stargate and Superman, I'll get to our 78 Star Trek and we'll do another playfield swap, which should be a heck of a lot easier than High Speed was. High Speed's playfield swap was a pain. And I know that there's not that much on the Star Trek one. Alright, so I'm sliding this in here. I'm not really sure. Fix the Joker's coin mech. Needed a pin for the coin mech. Asked the bowling alley for a paperclip. Fixed. Yeah, that's a nice one. I had on our first Red Baron, there was a plastic piece on the joystick that was broken, and you cannot find that plastic piece. It is such a pain to get that whole joystick mechanism. So the plastic piece that was broken on our original Red Baron, I actually went and cut out of wood. So I took the broken pieces and pushed them all together, and I traced out of wood what that piece should have been, and I cut it out of wood and put that in there. So I actually have a wood piece holding together my joystick. But I had no choice. I had no choice. It's what I could do. All right, let me line up this flipper the best I can. And I think it goes right there. Right there, and then we don't want it to be flush on the play field. So I think that's where it goes. If I can get to the stupid... Oh, okay. At least get to one of these Allen wrench screws. Once you get one tight, then you can move the whole mech and get the other one tight. But I want to get it slightly snug. Sometimes you do what you have to do. And exactly it, though. You do what you have to do, but if you have to do it, at least do it as right as possible. Don't be janky. The Moon Patrol, all of the wiring they had just was spliced together with just electrical tape. No soldering, just electrical tape. And I had to redo all of it with with solder and heat shrink and all that stuff. The most surprising, the operator suggested this, tightening the leg bolts, all of them needed at least full turn. Yeah, that happens too. Watch your legs. Our Black Pyramid was pretty loose. Watch your legs, buddy. All right, you. I'm going to try to keep my finger where this flipper's supposed to go. Oop. Stay here, bud. And tighten this. All I need to do is get the one tight. And then I can get the other one tight. Stay there. Nope. Up, up, up. Right there. Tight, 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 tight. These ones might be a little bit easier to tighten than Williams flippers. With these little Allen wrench things. Just don't break it. There we go. That's one. Now, let's get the other one. And just see how it's functioning. Can't tell you how many things inside different machines that you're just like, what were they thinking? I understand that you're on location, you want this game up and running, but you just made it worse by whatever the heck you were doing. I had to rewire so much in the Moon Patrol, and I did it quickly because I wanted the Moon Patrol in the arcade. Rewire the coin door, rewire the monitor, all the grounding, all that stuff, all had to be rewired, and spent all of Thursday night, I think over 4 hours Thursday night, getting it all ready to go. And the one thing about it is, when it was in the arcade, you could smell it. It's like, ooh, that game has not been on in a long time, because you could just smell the dust and stuff off the transformer. But it was working. And it was a nice addition to the arcade. We'll see how long it lasts before we have to get rid of it or remove it. We don't get rid of anything. How does that feel? That feels good. All right, come out there. Come out. Let go. Give me my Allen wrench. Thank you. All right. So now, that is way better than what it was. Brent says, oh, it feels good. I like the way the flippers feel. They're fine. You don't need to do much. Blah, blah, blah. Bull crap. This thing was chunky as hell. And now it's not. So the last thing I'm going to do on here is just check to see when my end of stroke switch is firing. Which is right there. We could probably adjust it just a little bit more so we get a little bit more power behind it. And we never, ever, ever, ever trust Brent's opinion on how something feels. The most surprising. Alright, so I'm just going to tighten up or change the position a little bit of the end of stroke switch. And then that flipper should be good. Looks good though. Looks good. Looks good, feels good. So it's releasing there. I want it to release right there. So just a little bit. I'm not even doing that much. Where's the fat piece? I need my one that's got the bigger opening. There it is. There it is. Come here, you. Get over all of this and just so slightly over that way. Yeah. Ever so slightly. Not that much, but I guarantee you'll feel it when it gets there. Nice, nice. All right. In the time that I have, which is really not anything, what time is it? 4:19. I need to check this light. I'm not going to be able to turn it on, but Brent wants me to check the light socket. And then I need to go get to the bank. Alright, so this wire is attached to there. That's attached to there. It's at least attached. It also goes to the pop bumper. So this pop bumper light and this light are tied together. They're all on the same thing, and I don't see anything wrong with it other than maybe it's just dingy. Cruddy inside. I think I should be able to turn it on. Should I be able to turn it on? I don't know. Let's use a fiberglass brush here, fiberglass pencil. Kind of rub the inside of that. Get better contact. I have had to put a little bit of solder sometimes on the bottom of these LED bulbs so that they work better. All right, let's set it down here. This will be the last thing that I do because I have to get out of here. But at least I got something done today besides picking up games and rearranging games and finding games and games. All right, so let's set this guy back down here. Now we know it's tied into the pop bumper, so if the pop bumper comes on and the light doesn't come on, then that's definitely the socket. Oh, where does this sit? Come on, buddy. Trying to get this to come right. You, get out of there. Get in the hole! Ugh. There, down here. There we go. There we go. Kinda. Alright, well, it's sitting there, it's safe enough. Let's back this up. And I can show you what Brent's done with the lighting here, too. As we end ourselves here, at least what Brent's done with the back box. Stop, camera. Stop moving. So did Brent drill through the playfield? He's about to. He wants to. He's going to drill right here because he wants to add a light up in here. There's no lighting up here. So he does want to put it, he wants to drill through there, but I said, whatever, we just got to be careful. And he wants this to look better than any haunted house he's seen anywhere on the internet, so we'll let him do that. That's not too bad. No, he said there is something right here, but there is a space to get in there, and then we'll light up that plastic. So let's see. But we'll see. We'll show you what. No way to go up and over. No, not the way it lines up. Because he wants to tie it into these posts because the lights are underneath. So he wants to have the tie down here and then just come up through here. That way it doesn't interfere with anything. You don't have to go this way. So he's just going to go off the light that's on these posts and do that. All right, let's kill this light. Let's kill this light. And I'll see you. You'll show you what Brent's done with the back box. There we go. It's pretty. So it's pretty cool. This light's still not working. And this is not working, but these could be on the other. We got one junction that's taken apart. So these pop bumper, and that is probably on there. Ooh, spooky. He's got the purple here. He's got orange up here. He wants to light up all their eyes, so he's got red here. He's going to do more to light up the owl, and I think there's like a, there's a little guy over here and a little guy over here. He's going to light those up too. Love the lightning. So do I. It's freaking awesome. The regular stuff here. Let's go to this one. Just look at the back glass. The effect is awesome. So this is just the back glass. I mean, he loves haunted house stuff. He does the Haunted Village in Cloudcroft. He's all about Halloween and stuff. So this game is his baby when it comes to the lighting. But like I said, he still wants to light up these little guys, their eyes. He's going to shield this one a little bit better so you just see the eyes. The lightning looks really good. This has got like a depth to it. So you got the little purple here, orange up in here. He's also done the playfield and he's really working on that too. But this is the big stuff here. It's pretty freaking cool looking. And once we get all these parts cleaned up, I think we'll be having a fantastic looking haunted house. As I am spooky looking right now. But, we got this in Albuquerque for $2,400, which I think is a really good deal. $2,400 working. There's one on eBay right now that's nowhere near this good. And the guy wants $12,000. That house looks almost 3D. It is 3D. The house is 3D. That purple is actually stepped back. So there's like this like depth in there. There's a little bit of depth going on where these lights are. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah. So they actually put the lights backwards, and there's clear. It looks like there's lights on inside the house. It's badass looking. Amazing. Yeah. So yeah, there's a garbage one. I think it's a garbage one for $12,000 on eBay, and I would be amazed if somebody spends that much. But yeah. So that's what the basic lights that Brent's doing on the back glass. And nobody who plays in here is even going to notice. Our regular players, they don't know. The back glass is awesome. Yes, it is awesome. It's fantastic. The light, it was fantastic before we did the lighting, and now it looks really, really cool. And we're going to love it because it's our game. But regular people, they're not going to care. But anyway, yeah. So I got to do, like I said, I'm waiting on Marco to finish up high speed, to change out that chip, maybe fix my flashers, and then we got to go through this whole thing. We did the one flipper. So we'll go through and do all the rest of it and get this in the arcade ASAP. People want to be playing some haunted house. 3 levels, 8 flippers. Fantastic machine. And I look so freaking scary right now. But anyway, I've got to go. I've got things I got to do. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for chiming in, chatting. I've got Mardi Gras stuff to do tomorrow, so I won't be here tomorrow night. But I don't know if I'll be back. Maybe a little bit more this week. Definitely next week. But thank you guys so much. Thanks for following me on Instagram and all the places and things. Pez, thanks for hanging out. Retro Gaming with Hopper, thank you for chiming in. RGrand123, thank you for following today. I am out of here. I'm going to go home and work on a cuckoo clock. So take care, everybody. Have a good one. Peace out. As I magically disappear. Good night.